I'm Ted Meyer, and I am in 29 Palms with,
Joe Barrett.
and Joe is a producer, director, creative, soon to be curator who is living out here, and you have MS, so you're dealing with all of that crap.
I do have MS. Yeah, I've had MS since 2013, and I moved up here because I had MS, and I actually got a little better in this desert environment. But yes, I do have full-blown MS.
So when I think of MS, I think of, walkers and wheelchairs and
Mm.
everything that would not be easy for mobility in the desert, yet you
Mm.
chose to come out here
Yes,
to the desert.
I didn't say I was a smart MS patient, but I did come out here where I was told not to come by the doctors. Because it's just such a creative environment. It's everything I've always wanted as a photographer for a location. So I put up with the heat and I put up with the challenges of moving around in this environment. But and I have to say, being up here has been very good for me, not physically and for my soul. It's been wonderful.
Don't tell everybody they'll all move out.
No, don't come up here. It's full of meth heads, and don't do it. Don't come up here. Don't do it. It's too dangerous.
So, so when I think of it, so in producing and directing films, music videos, first there's the auto premature. He's sitting there and pointing a lot,
Mm.
but then you're also directing. So a lot of music videos is moving equipment and doing things. So let's talk a little bit about sort of having to give up a little bit of control to do your art. So
I do. I can't do what I do by myself, obviously. I don't know many people that can, anyways, but um, I rely on a team of people that function as my body parts that don't work. My legs don't work, so I have one crew member who we call her my legs. And anytime there's a camera in motion, she's the one usually moving it. Um, I am the person that sits there and points because that's about all I can do.
do you feel is it a weird feeling having to give up that control? I mean, because you used to sort of do everything, and now
I kind of get used to it. It's very hard for me to move around. So, if I've got a crew, and most of the crew is pretty intuitive as to, they're aware of what limitations I have, and they tend to jump right in when they know something has to be done because they know I can't do it.
do you have a set crew that knows your limitations, or
Sort of. Yeah, I have at least two people that are pretty set. The rest kind of rotate. It's hard to get people to commit. I mean, it's not like we're doing project after project. There's big gaps in there, so it's hard to hold a crew together for that long. You know.
so when I was looking at the music videos, especially your most recent ones,
Yeah.
they have a huge scope. You're using a drone. You're out in the desert,
Mm.
and I was sort of hit by the contradiction of you being sort of stuck in a chair, yet you do these gigantic landscapes. I kept thinking of Lawrence of Arabia. They're very
Mm.
panoramic, and you're flying into people, and there's one person in the middle of a huge, huge desert.
Yeah.
Yet you can't move, but your music videos have constant movement.
Yes, and that's really neat that you noticed that because I didn't even notice it for the longest time. But obviously, because I am limited on my mobility, somehow that all motion, the thing that's the hardest thing for me to do, shows up in my videos. It's constant. But believe me, if you watch my videos, they're not slow. They just keep moving and changing, and it's all about going from point A to point B.
Were they that way before, or are they more frenetic and more movement now that you can't move?
Well, I think I used to try to tell stories with the videos, and I realize now I don't need to do that so much. I can I can make a really good video with just having a mission. We're going to go from this area and we're going to get over to that area. And how do we get over there? Well, we're going to be in this cool car and we're going to go over that way. And it's just sort of this combination of movement and vehicles and things flying in the air and That's kind of how I work now. But it's interesting that that because I can't move, that the videos do move. And I never, for the longest time, I never noticed that connection.
So have you found, I mean, a lot of people with disabilities find it harder to keep clients or get new clients because there's just an uncomfortableness sometimes that people have with someone whose mobility is limited or something.
Yeah.
Have you found that, or people just sort of go, he's a good producer, I
Um,
don't care.
I don't think anyone's said like, oh no, we can't continue filming. We have a disabled director. I don't think that's ever happened. Have I lost jobs? Yeah, I'm sure. No one's going to say that.
Yeah.
They're not going to come up and say, we're not hiring you because you can't walk. But, and out here, it's a special kind of niche. People out here are a little more adventurous. They like having a disabled director. I like having a disabled crew.
Yeah.
If you're, anything about filmmaking, I'll hire you. If you're disabled, you get priority. Sorry, but you do. And I like working with disabled people. It teaches me a lot about them. I am disabled. I don't know a whole lot of disabled people, so I do like to meet them and work with them and things like that. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last year or so up here.
So your new project, how we got in touch out here, is you're putting together an art show.
Mm.
So this is your first time curating a show.
First time, cross your fingers that it comes out. But so far, it's gone very smoothly.
Why don't you talk a little bit about the theme of the show? What's the work involved?
The show is called Bent Not Broken. An art show featuring the work of disabled artists and the people that care for them. So we're going to have artwork by disabled artists along with the caretakers who take care of us because we have to have them. And I'm just real curious. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like. I really want to be surprised by it. That's what I'm hoping for. I've gotten interest from, well, right now I've got 4 or 5 artists coming, well, sending their work from New Mexico, and they're all disabled. And so it's spreading around, the word's getting out. And I think it's going to be a really nice show. It's going to be good for Joshua Tree. It's going to be good for the disabled community. And it's going to be good for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, on behalf of artists with disabilities,
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for curating it because there's so much work out there that just doesn't have a place. I mean, and I always use the example, somebody can do some beautiful artwork about like colon cancer and no one is going to put it over their couch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really nice to have a wall to put this stuff on.
I'm so curious to see what artists do. I mean, how do you explain this stuff to people? It's being disabled, as you know, is you're in a different. It's not a different world, but you're not quite in this world 100%. There's other things going on. So I'm just real curious to see how art comes through, from a disabled person, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, thanks for your videos and your attitude and for putting the show together and supporting the community.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much.